Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Waves of Healing. We are dedicated to communicate to you and provide you with information of being aware and keep open mind to alternative ways of healing, whether it's physical, emotional, or spiritual. I'm your host, Leah Yekutiel, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm a Reconnective healing practitioner, a breast cancer victor, not victim, and the author of the book, Making the Breast of It. In order to learn more about me and my book, please visit my website at www.ilovemybreastcancer.com. All in one word, ilovemybreastcancer.com. And while you are visiting my website, please purchase my book and give a gift of love to somebody you love who went through breast cancer, where they can learn how to reclaim their femininity after breast cancer, how to rebuild their self-confidence, living with one breast or none, and they would learn how to accept their new image and love it, and learn that sexuality exudes from inside out and not from out in. And the most important thing that they would learn is, through the many exercises in the book, how to connect with the spiritual aspect of life, where they realize that we women are not only our breasts in order to be viable, functional, sexual beings. Because there is such a big misconception in our society, believing that women who had breast cancer are not women anymore. So this book is shedding some light about this misconception and bring the real issue so both gender can understand and help each other. And also, while you are visiting my website, you have the option to download for free 25 breast health tips from my website. And if you follow a few of them in your daily life, you'll be surprised how many cancers, how many diseases we can prevent. Because my show is all about prevention. This is the purpose of my show. And the other purpose is healing versus medicating. So please do yourself a favor, go visit my website and download those 25 breast health tips. And speaking of healing, I want to tell you who is my guest today, which I'm so excited about. My guest today is Dr. Eric Pearl, author of the Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself. Dr. Eric Pearl does not really need introduction, but I just want to read one paragraph about his bio. So if anybody, by any chance, that is not familiar with Dr. Eric Pearl, will get some information about him. So here is Dr. Eric Pearl, founder of the Reconnection, has been featured in top media, including the Dr. Oz Show, the New York Times, and CNN. He has presented at leading venues, including the United Nations and Madison Square Garden. His internationally best-selling book, The Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself, now in 39 languages, has been endorsed by such notables as Deepak Chopra, MD, and Wayne Dyer, PhD. And that's all I'm going to tell you about him, but I am so excited because we have him live with us today. Eric, are you there? Hello?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I am here. My mute button was on.
To
I was listening to you, but I am here.
Good to talk with
Hi.
you. I'm excited. I can't even contain myself. Okay, Eric.
I'm so glad to be here.
I know. I missed you. I miss you so much. So let me start with this simple question. What is reconnective healing?
Reconnective healing is what the researchers feel is a brand new level of healing that we have not had access to on the planet up until now. It takes us beyond the energy healing techniques that we have been able to access, Reiki, Jurei, Qigong, techniques that are old, and the techniques even that are new. It takes us beyond techniques because it allows us to see that we are more than our energy healing techniques, and we are more than technique itself, that our techniques have been like training wheels on a bicycle, helping us to ride the bicycle of healing, but the true way we only master the bicycle itself is to remove the training wheels of technique, and we're either here to master energy healing techniques or to master healing itself. Reconnective healing allows us to master healing itself. So it's a way of reconnecting with our original fullness that we tend to experience in between lifetimes, that people report maybe after life after death experiences, and to bring that more spiritual fullness and abundance of our essence here on Earth. I mean, here on Earth we live within the boundaries of the four dimensions of height, width, depth, and time, and we realize that everything here has been energy, including our energy healing techniques, of course. But what's happening is that time is expanding. So visualize this huge, vast, multidimensional universe, and then there's this giant bubble or a balloon in it. We live within that bubble or balloon of height, width, depth, and time. But as time expands, our bubble of existence expands. As that balloon or bubble expands, it becomes more thin, more sheer, more permeable. What's been inside of time where we have been living, we are now able to interact with what's been outside of that balloon of time, or the timeless, which is why reconnective healings tend to be fairly instantaneous and why they tend to be lifelong. They don't seem to disappear with time. They don't take time to occur, and they don't disappear over time either. The healings, for the most part, tend to be lifelong. Now, what's really interesting is I've been on your show, obviously, as a guest a number of times.
Yes.
But I was listening to your intro today, and it made me think of something. With reconnective healing, there are at least 24 scientific studies so far around the world, with more scientific studies happening. I mean, we're in San Francisco right now. We've been meeting with a research institute and two key scientists here looking to set up a whole new set of studies. And I won't even go into those because what's happening right now is that of those 24 studies that already exist, 6 of them show that reconnective healing restructures, or as I like to say, reconnects our very DNA, raising the level of light that we emit to a level that's more harmonic, more coherent, a higher vibration, which allows for a higher level of healings at a greater level of immediacy and life-lastingness. But understanding that it restructures the DNA caught the attention of a big researcher in Germany, the 1,000-bed hospital in Germany. The other thing that caught his attention was something related to your history, which is that his specialty includes breast surgery, women with breast cancer. And what he's discovered is something that you're probably already aware of, that we notice a lot, is that women who have had a breast removal and a lymphadenopathy are often unable to raise their arms all the way up over their heads. Oftentimes their arms won't even come up parallel with the ground any longer after that surgery. It makes it difficult for many to even shampoo their own hair.
Yeah, I had this experience. I did.
Right.
I did have this experience, and it took me 2 years to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of physical therapy.
So often with reconnective healing, this researcher has recognized that limited range of motion goes away within seconds, within moments, and stays gone. And so the research study that we're setting up has 2 prongs to it. First prong is to take women who have had lymphadenopathies and give them reconnective healing and watch their range of motion return to normal. And second, to see how it affects their DNA, see if there's a way to alter or interrupt or just remove the passing on familially or genetically of the breast cancer from mother to daughter to mother to daughter.
Isn't it fantastic? I'm telling you. Oh, my goodness. Too bad I did not know anything about you, Eric, at that time.
Well, I'm glad you don't have that problem any longer, but for quite a number of women, I will find women who come into our seminars, and they've had that limitation for 10, 15 or more years.
Wow. Wow, my goodness. I did not know that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, so how the reconnective healing came about? I mean, how did you encounter it?
Well, initially what happened was I practiced as a doctor of chiropractic for about 12 years.
Yeah.
When one night I was awakened by a very bright light in my room. I opened my eyes, and it was my lamp next to my bed. For some reason, it had decided to turn itself on. And and my bedroom door, which was closed when I went to sleep, was open. It felt very clearly as if somebody was in my house.
Wow.
So I got up and decided to search the house with the help of my dog, a knife in my hand, a spray can of pepper spray, and went looking to see who might be in my home. I couldn't find anyone, and I decided it was my imagination. But when I went into my office on that Monday, 7 of my patients started telling me that they felt people in the room watching us as we worked. Other patients told me they could feel my hands on them when I wasn't touching them. As I moved my hands near their bodies, their fingers and arms and legs began to move and jump, and their eyes would dart back and forth. They started telling me they were seeing colors they'd never seen, smelling flowers they'd never smelled. They started getting up out of wheelchairs, their vision and hearing returning. Days later, I got calls from patients telling me that their cancer tumors had disappeared, or that their children who had cerebral palsy or epilepsy weren't needing their medications any longer, weren't having seizures, were able to walk and run and play and speak normally. And people started calling me, asking what I had done, and their doctors started asking what I had done. I explained I didn't do anything, and don't tell anybody. And the more I said that, the more everyone started coming in, asking for the same thing. And pretty soon following that, people started asking me to teach this, and I said, I don't know how to teach this. I'm really waving my hands in the air. I'm as confused as you are. But more and more, my patients would tell me when they drove home from my office, they pulled up in front of their house, and their automatic garage door opened by itself for them without them having to hit the button, or they went inside their house, their lamp and television started turning itself off and on. They felt feelings, sensations in their hands. They would hold their hands near someone in the family, and the uncle could walk again after the stroke, and the grandmother regained her hearing. And we began to recognize that once we interact with this new expanded spectrum of healing frequencies, that something changes within us that not only allows us to access healing for ourselves, but seems to allow us to facilitate healings for other people as well.
Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? So how do you distinguish between healing and curing? What's the difference? Is reconnective healing is dealing with healing or with curing?
Well, it's healing. There's a how can we say this? There's a concept. There are words in healthcare. There are words such as treatment and therapy, and those apply to symptoms. There are words of curing, which often implies to symptoms and sometimes to entire disease processes, but they all are about diagnoses. Now, what that means is it's limited to the manifestation of the problem, and everyone's happy when the manifestation of the problem is taken care of. Treatment, therapy, cures. Healing is a much larger picture. So it includes taking care of the manifestation of the problem, but it's much larger because it removes the problem itself and the cause of the problem itself, because the cause of the problem is an imbalance, be it an imbalance physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or in any other form. So what happens is, let's say, for instance, you go home after a long day at work and you walk into your house, you open your front door, smoke is coming out, you feel heat, the fire alarm is going off in the kitchen. Do you sit down and cut the wires in the fire alarm and go, oh, that's so much better, I hated that noise? Of course not. You look for the fire and you put it out. The fire alarm is the symptom, the indicator that something is wrong, something is out of balance. So if we have a headache, the headache is not the problem. The headache is the fire alarm. So when we take an aspirin to get rid of the headache, we have done treatment or therapy for our headache. We've cured the headache. We've cured the headache. Isn't that great? That's like cutting the alarm in the fireplace. But why do we have the headache? It means that something is out of balance health-wise for us. So reconnective healing doesn't look for the fire alarm. It doesn't look for the headache. It allows us energetically to return to a higher state of balance where our imbalances can no longer exist. So they sort of fall away. They just float out of the system. And once we no longer have the imbalance, there's no longer a fire, there's no longer a need for a fire alarm, there's no longer a headache, there's no longer a need for the aspirin. So curing is an approach that belongs to allopathic healthcare approaches such as medicine. Healing is a much larger approach.
Wow. It's healing from the source, addressing the source. That's what you're talking about, correct?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Part of the reason I love those studies about the DNA and the light that we emit is because our bodies don't heal the way that we were taught. We were taught that our bodies heal through biochemicals, and biochemicals, of course, are involved, but we actually heal through frequency, vibration, informational exchange, resonance, and light. Light is how our bodies communicate. So we know today from the works of Dr. Fritz Popp in Germany and others that when our health, generally speaking, when our health is diminishing, the measurable levels of light that we emit from our DNA has also dimmed. When our health is coming back up, that light is coming back up, at least to an optimal level. We are light. Now, what is light, and where does light begin, and where does light end, and what's the definition of light? Because light is obviously a lamp we can turn off and on. Light is A candle we can ignite with a light, with a match. Light, the light of the sun, without which nothing would live on Earth. Light is what comes from our DNA, without which our body couldn't communicate messages or remain healthy. And the light is what we all return to in between lifetimes and what we all come from. What many people feel is the manifestation of God that they experience in between lifetimes. And light here is another way we speak about consciousness and how our existence is consciousness. So how do we really separate anything? Light is of ultimate importance, and light is something that exists. We can capture light. We can redirect light. But darkness does not exist. We can't capture it. We can't redirect it because darkness isn't something. It's an absence of something. It's an absence of light. If darkness existed, we could sweep it up, put it into a paper bag, and stick it out with the trash. And darkness also is where our fears exist. So when we return to an optimal level of light, the darkness, the fears, and the health challenges have no place to exist any longer because light shows it as an absence of what we've been. Darkness is merely those places we haven't allowed ourselves to be the light that we are. And when we are the light that we are consciousness and we are love. There is no room for fear. There is no room for health challenges.
What you are saying, the way I understand it, Eric, is that we have the capability going back to our sources, which is balance, light vibration, light and healing vibrations that just going back to basic to ourselves, we are healing. Am I correct?
Well, yes, if we really want to go back to our true essence, our true source, yes, then we return to the understanding that we are light, that we are love. Now, this doesn't need to be spiritual or metaphysical in concept. I mean, this is actually, we're looking philosophically behind the understanding of this. I mean, we can look at it at another level and understand that we are all energy. Everything here is energy. Your energy, I'm energy. The telephone system is energy. The chairs, the furniture is energy. The difference between your liver and your kidney and your heart is a different resonance of the energy that's vibrating within us. We appear to be separate and distinct individuals, but we're only separate or by variations in the energy, the resonance of the vibration of who and what we are. So when we learn how to interact with this, we can affect it, but it doesn't need to be so seemingly metaphysical or spiritual on the outside. For example, when I teach this work, okay? Let's say when we teach Reconnective Healing, what happens is we normally teach the seminars. Well, they're new seminars this year. They're very different than what we've been giving. This is a brand new year. They are now training programs. They're different than anything we have taught before in the fact that they're far more expanded. So, for example, right now this weekend I'm teaching, or this week we're teaching in Kripalu in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, May 1 through 5. In Sacramento, we'll be giving a seminar June 26th through 30th. In Philadelphia, July 24 through 28. And in Los Angeles, September 11 through 15. And what we will do is we usually start on a Friday night. We give a 3-hour presentation. We talk about the history of the work, the theory, the science, the philosophy, and we bring up volunteers from the audience to give live demonstrations of this work so that we can show you the reality of it, maybe even on yourself or on someone that you know. Then we begin on Friday night. Really. Then we begin on Friday night by letting you feel this in your hands, and we begin to teach you how to work with this right then and there, Friday night, and the seminar or the training program, what it's called now, continues under that Saturday and Sunday on a basic level, meaning that it's level 1 of the training program, that Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, where we teach you how to access this on a personal level for yourself, your immediate circle of friends and family. And how we'll do it is there'll be massage tables set up. We'll demonstrate a level of the work from the stage, and we'll all go to massage tables. One of you will lie down on a massage table. One of you will stand up on a massage table. And the teaching assistants and I will come around. We'll take your hands. We'll show you how to find this, how to feel it, how to play with it, how to work with it. And you will witness right there in front of your very eyes the person who's lying on your table go into involuntary movements of their fingers, their arms, their legs, their eyes. You'll see their body movement change. Then you'll trade places with them so you can experience it. Then we'll teach you how to bring this to higher and different, more expansive levels. You'll continue this way through the level 1 training program Saturday and Sunday. And for those of you who want to learn this at the highest, the professional level, which doesn't mean you have to become a professional healing practitioner, but you have the ability to, should you so desire, we continue the level 2, the professional portion of it, on that Monday and Tuesday, where we bring in people from outside of the seminar, strangers who don't know what to expect, so you can begin giving professional healing sessions on strangers under our supervision. You'll learn how to do this via distance. You'll learn how to do it holographically. We'll teach you subtleties and nuances that have tremendous effects on the healings that you bring through. We'll even teach you how to start and set up your own healing practice if you choose to become a professional healing practitioner. And by the end of the level 2 seminar, or training program, I can pretty much promise you 2 things, which are A, you will be able to do anything and everything in the healing world that I can do, this form of energy healing and beyond, and B, you will be able to do anything and everything in this kind of field of energy healing and beyond that any human being anywhere on this planet can do, whether they've studied 333 energy healing techniques, or whether they've created their own techniques, or even if they were born into a family of a lineage of healers. It makes no difference today what the story is. Today what's important is how to demystify the healing process. Reconnective healing allows us to demystify the healing process and allow it to become clear, transparent, and accessible for everyone.
Eric, I'm so excited to hear it from you again. But I want to tell you what experience I had when I took your seminar, okay? And
Please.
After that, I'm going to have to ask you a question, how did it happen, which I don't know. Maybe you can explain it. When I took your seminar the second time, nothing happened particularly, okay, during the seminar. But 3 days later, in the morning, as I woke up, I was still half asleep and half awake. I was lying down on my back, and I used to have backache, back pain. And that morning, I felt like somebody holding my both wrist and twisting around. And I actually heard a click. And since then, my backache is gone. So my question to you is, how is it possible that just being around you, in your environment, in your frequency, it affected me physically to get rid of my back pain?
It wasn't just from being around me. I am not the gift. It's what's been coming through that we learn to access. As you learn to interact with this and play with it, with others as well as yourself, The reason the book is called The Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself, is because in the process of healing yourself, we receive our own healings. Now, what took a few days was for you to decide, not consciously, but to just be ready to say, okay, I'm ready to receive my healing in this form now. That's really the simplicity of it, because how long does it take to have a healing? It takes this long, snap of the fingers, that long.
Seriously.
Boom. What takes the time is for us to choose to accept and receive that healing.
So it's up to individuals to accept it. When they're ready to accept it. Of course it is. Oh my God, this made so...
You can't force a healing on anyone. You can only offer it. A healing is a gift that's waiting around to be received. Someone can give you a gift. They can give you a beautiful diamond ring in a box. But you know what? You're not going to get it until you decide to open the box.
So what you are saying, people who come to your seminars, they have to be open-minded?
It's not a conscious decision. No, it is not a conscious decision. It's a decision that occurs on a different level. It's not about open-mindedness. This has nothing to do with faith. It has nothing to do with hope. It has nothing to do with belief. When these healings first started happening, my patients were coming in to see me thinking I was a chiropractor, and I thought I was a chiropractor. So none of us had any expectations, any hope, any belief, any open-mindedness. The healings just are. They just exist, whether we believe in it or not. It's like your kitchen table. You can set a glass of water down on your kitchen table. The kitchen table will hold that glass of water, and I can promise you the glass of water doesn't believe in your kitchen table.
Wow. I'm speechless, Eric. Every time I talk with you, another door opens in my consciousness. But you're saying
every time I do an interview, doors open in my consciousness as well. It's true. It's true. Listen,
I believe it. Yeah. The more you talk about it, the more you teach it, the more you learn, right?
Right. It's part of the cycle. We think that, teachers are always giving. Well, you can't give unless you receive.
Yeah.
And you can't continue to receive without giving. It's part of a cycle.
So that's why the subtitle of your book is Heal Others, Heal Yourself. And I totally believe in that, and it changed everything in my life when I accepted and learned this concept that you are talking about, that we have to give and learn to receive, because I was giving, and I did not know how to receive. And when I learned how
Right. Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
And when I learned how to receive, I'm telling you, people give me things for free. Incredible experience.
Yeah, but you know why? See, it's easy. It's easy for us to give. We think it's easy to receive. It's not. It's easy for us to give. All of us love to give. It is an acquired skill to learn to graciously receive. We feel uncomfortable receiving. This is part of one of the things that I teach in the seminars is that as a healing practitioner, you need to charge a fee, charge money, charge a fee, and learn to support yourself in giving healing sessions. And a lot of people in the healing world have a huge degree of poverty consciousness, where you cannot give anything, including healing, at its highest level of abundance until you get out of poverty consciousness, and that includes your willingness to accept abundance. So we say we just want to give. I just want to give. I just want to give. I just want to give. But when we are only giving, we are not giving. We are cheating the other person out of being able to give in return, because that's what they want to do also.
Yeah. Oh, because that's what they want to do also. Oh, my God. This is another great concept that I'm learning from you. Oh, my God. So, Eric.
So, yes.
Let's talk about what's the difference between the vibration that reconnective healing has versus music vibration versus earthquake vibration.
Vibration is a continuum, and different portions of the continuum react and respond in different ways of vibration. It's, in a sense, it's like saying, what's the difference between red, blue, and yellow? And then what's the difference between red, blue, and yellow, and green, and purple, and gold, and silver? And then what's the difference? And really, are red, blue, yellow, green, purple, gold, silver, are they different? No. They are all part of a continuum of a light vibration. Now, what's the difference between light and sound? Well, actually, there's no difference there either, because light and sound are a continuation of the same continuum of vibration. You see, there's no difference in anything or anyone. That's part of what's an interesting concept here. We all appear to be different here on Earth. You appear to be different than me, boys than girls, men than women, Asians from blacks, from Caucasians, from this, from that, from the other. And in reality, we are all the same. And this is an interesting question for us. I mean, if you look at the different rays of the sun, you think they're all different and unique individual rays of the sun, but they really all contain the hologram of the sun, so they're all a total representation of the sun here on Earth, so they're all the sun. Each of us contain holograms of God, of love, of the intelligence of the universe, an infinite number of holograms of that, and therefore we are all representations of God, love, and the universe, and when we recognize that in one another, we start to see that we're one and the same, but we've been raised to look for what makes us unique, special, and different, and so focused on that, that we've missed the fact that we're part of a greater picture. We're all the sun. We're all God, love, and the universe here, but we're afraid to ask the question, what makes us all the same, because we're afraid that if we're the same, we will lose our identity and disappear, when really our goal is to recognize that we're the same, to get rid of the T-shirts that say, kiss me, I'm Jewish, kiss me, I'm Catholic, kiss me, I'm Irish, kiss me, I'm Mexican, and get new T-shirts that say, kiss me, I am you. You see, love and fear play an interesting dance. They really do. Because what is fear? Except the fear of not being loved. Let's say this. What is fear except the fear of not being loved?
Yeah.
And therefore, what is fear except the fear of not being loved itself? And since our very essence of our existence is love, then what is fear except the fear of not existing? So therefore, the fear is related to love. In an interesting way. They're just different approaches of attempting or allowing ourselves to be love.
Because that's what we are. We are love. That's it. And if we recognize that, and I think what you were talking, we want to be individual, is the ego talking, right? The ego, the mind say, hey, I'm individual, I'm unique, I'm not like you. Is the ego, right?
Right. Now, in between our lifetimes, when we all return to that light, we recognize that we are all one. Here, we're not supposed to recognize that automatically, because there's no growth in that automatic recognition. We are here. We are here to see ourselves as separate and distinct, as illusions, to learn to see through the illusion. Just as the track runner who runs down the track and jumps over the hurdles grows from jumping over higher and higher hurdles, we grow from jumping over the hurdles of the illusion and finding the answers. We're not here to know the answers. We are here to seek the answers, to jump over those hurdles, to learn to recognize that we are one.
Yeah.
This is part of reconnecting with our original fullness. It's not just health on a physical level. When you have reconnective healing, it alters your life physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It changes your relationships. It changes your love life, career path, and always for the better. But sometimes it's a very fast and wild ride.
It changed mine for sure. Eric, what is your website so people can learn more about you, go and visit your website?
Sure. Well, just as the book is called The Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself, the website is www.thereconnection.com. You have to use the word the, so it's thereconnection.com. It lets you know where our seminars are all around the world, whether you're coming to the seminars that we're giving this year in September and October in London, or whether you're coming to the seminars that we're giving in the United States this year. And as you know, you're coming to the one we're giving September 11th, I believe, in Los Angeles. Is that correct?
Yes, September 11th in Los Angeles, yes. Would I miss it when you are in LA? I'm there.
But also, we're giving several seminars in the United States this year. We're giving Kripalu. We're giving one at Kripalu, the yoga retreat in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. It's coming up this week, May 1st through 5th. Then in Sacramento, June 26th through 30th. In Philadelphia, July 24th through 28th. In September, in Los Angeles, September 11th through 15th. I know that we're giving seminars in London. We're giving a full seminar in London I think in October.
Oh, October this year? Oh,
I believe so. Well, I believe we're giving a full seminar in London in October. Well, I know we're going to be in London. We're going to be doing that October 16th through 20th, but we're also going to give just like a couple hour presentation at Hay House's I Can Do It event earlier in London, September probably the 5th, the 4th, 5th, or the 6th. And actually, before that, we're going to be giving one in Dublin as well. We're going to give a one-day workshop in Dublin in Ireland, which is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city, and we're really looking forward to that. And that is going to be on May 24th, on a Sunday, May 24th.
I have a sister who lives in England, and I want to give her this information because she's got to come and see you. This is a must for her. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm just sharing the English-speaking seminars with you because of your audience. Now, obviously, we're 40 weeks around the world teaching in every country, and I always teach in English, but in the rest of the countries, they also supply headsets, so you can also listen to it in the language of the countries.
Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. Eric, we have one more minute left. How would you sum it up in one sentence? The Reconnective.
That there is no one special healer anywhere on this planet. That healer is the person you see looking back at you in the mirror every morning when you wake up. You need not travel anywhere to access it. That healing is here to be made clear, transparent, and accessible to every human being. It is not only your divine and earthly right, it's your divine and earthly responsibility to access this.
Thank you so much, Eric. If I don't see you for sure, I'll see you in September 11th because I'm going to be there. But hopefully, I'll transfer this information to my sister in London so she can come and see you.
Okay, we will see you there.
So much, Eric, and I love you. I love you dearly. Okay?
I love you too. Take care.
Yeah.